Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. So today let us understand what combination is required to beget a good child. Here the word Satputra should not be mistaken that it is only to have a good son. Here it is to have a good progeny, to have such a progeny who is worth to take up, you know, the legacy to the next level. So it's called Satputra Yoga, a native who will beget. That is, this is the chart of the native who will have a good, worthy son or a daughter. So the criteria here is very simple but extremely focused to only two lagnas. But we have to understand that this is just a reference point. It should not be taken that this is the only case in which Satputra Yoga happens. So let us understand Jupiter, Jupiter being the fifth lord, should be well posited. Being the fifth lord should be well posited or in the fifth house itself. Sun is placed in a strong position. Strong, Sun is very strongly posited. So if I take this as the only statement for Satputra Yoga, then I will have only two ascendants. One is Scorpio ascendant, where the fifth house falls in the house of Pisces. This is the house of Jupiter. That is, Jupiter becomes the fifth lord. Or we will have only Leo, because the fifth lord again becomes Jupiter. In both these cases, Sun in this Leo case becomes the ascendant lord, and for Scorpio it becomes the 10th lord, or the 10th house and the 10th lord, owning the 10th house. This is a very, very strong combination, particularly because Trikona and Kendra are strong in a chart. Likewise, Trikona and a Kendra, which is the Lagnadipati, also will be strong. That is, Jupiter is strong and Sun is strong. So let me put one chart for this particular criteria. So we'll go ahead with Scorpio ascendant. So to take the Scorpio ascendant, let me put Jupiter in the second house and the Sun in the 10th house. One of the strongest combinations for Satputra Yoga or Suputra Yoga, a good progeny. But if I consider this in totality, I will be very clearly, marginally ruling out the chance of other ascendants having good children at all. Does it mean that other ascendants will be deprived of having Satputra Yoga? No. The commentaries on this have been done in detail, where this particular point can also be a little modified, that benefics like Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon placed in the fifth or with the fifth lord, and this is repeated, that Sun should be strong. This should always be there. So This is the legacy. Sun should be strong is the legacy. That is forefathers' blessing. Blessing of the forefathers. For this native, if sun is strong, that means he has the blessing of his forefathers and his lineage. So that should be strong. Sun is always there. So if I take benefics like Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, and Moon. So there is a little bit of doubt when people ask me that Mercury and Moon are very weak planets. So should we consider Mercury and Moon also? Yes, if it is posited along with a strong planet like Jupiter or Venus. So let us take one more example. I will take another ascendant. So let us just take another ascendant. Let us take Capricorn. For the Capricorn ascendant, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am now associating the fifth lord, Venus, the fifth lord, Venus. So I can put fifth lord Venus anywhere because it's an example. So if I put it in the fifth house itself, along with Jupiter, and have a strong exalted sun, because sun cannot go far away now because I have put Venus here. Whenever we are putting examples of Venus and Mercury, we should know the fact that Venus can be only 48 degrees from sun and Mercury can be only 28 degrees from sun. So I can also put another planet here. So we have a very, very strong fifth house, having a loaded, fifth house with benefics, which can give Satputra Yoga. So let me go for another combination. Let me take up another combination where I'll involve Mars. The fifth lord is Mars, and Mars in the fifth house. I'm going for strong combinations. I'm not taking aspects or conjunctions other places. So having Jupiter, the ninth lord in the fifth house, giving rise to one of the strongest Satputra yogas. Sun again strong. I have retained this position for Sun because it is exalted. The second lord exalted, ninth lord with the fifth lord in the fifth house. Super strong Satputra yoga. So to get a quality progeny whom you will be proud of, nowadays what's happening is that we are having only one child or two children maximum, because the one child policy is running in many countries because of overpopulation. We are now tensed. We want to have all our aspirations loaded in our children, see that they take our baton and run. This is not a relay race. We are doing this mistake. you know all our dreams, our aspirations, we want our children to hold that particular, the fire, the Olympic torch, and run. How much can each person do with all the other pampering, with all the other unnecessary facilities which have been given early in life? Children are nowadays becoming too, sluggish. They do not know what is hard work. They do not know what is hard life. They do not know what is hard reality. They come into this world like prince and princesses. We are having one or two, so we give them everything what we have. We put them to the best schools. We put them to every good thing what we can give. And what's happening is they stop learning themselves. So we are spoon feeding them knowledge, we are spoon feeding them everything. So where is the experience? So Satputra Yoga comes when a person goes through tough life and understands the reality of life and is there for the parents in their time, for their old age. And that is Satputra Yoga. That is, he wants to be in the family. Satputra Yoga does not mean that you are launching a rocket. You are not launching an aimless rocket that you want your sun to simply rise above the sky and simply fly high. That's a different yoga. You do that. But in this yoga, it is like having a son or a daughter who has the strength, the credibility, the stability, and the knowledge of understanding life, understanding relationships, understanding bonding, and understanding the responsibility of being a son or a daughter, a responsible son, a responsible daughter. That is what is Satputra Yoga. So, yeah.
What about Saturn as a fifth lord?
Okay, I'll take one more example. She is asking me to show Saturn as the fifth lord. So, let us come to that particular thing. We will take Saturn as the fifth lord. Correct. Because why he asked this and why I avoided it is because Sun and Saturn don't go together, right? Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. She's speaking for all those people who have Saturn as the fifth house. So let us come to. We can have a very good, strong position for Saturn being the fifth lord. So I have taken, particularly, I did not take this. I have taken this. Why? Because it is the Mula Trikona Sthana of Saturn. This is how the mind runs. It runs very fast. So Mula Trikona Sthana, we have Saturn here. We have a very powerful Saturn here. Along with, I'll put Venus also here. Or you can have a strong Jupiter. You can have an extremely strong Jupiter, which can actually, be well posited so that it can aspect or it can also associate with Saturn. So if you do not want to put Venus here and put Jupiter here, put Sun in its own sign. This also is a very good yoga. You put Sun here, it's an excellent yoga. You put Sun here, it's very, very strong yoga. Sun has to be placed in a powerful position. So I think Saturn with Jupiter gives a lot of balance. And the fifth house with the third lord and the sixth lord Jupiter, which is a malefic, but sitting in a trikona, should give a very strong education going into deep research and excellent, professorship. So this chart can give a person who can become a judge or a lawyer. So this is also a Satputra Yoga with Saturn. So thank you very much for today's class.